Today I'm going to show you how to make quite a simple wire crane using the PHX props and the wire mod. The first thing we need to do is spawn a metal plate 2x2, align and freeze this to the floor. Now if we grab the stacker tool, we are going to stack freeze props, don't weld, don't no collide, align to prop, stack up, count 1, offset X needs to be about 5. And now we need to do this again, but make offset X 0. The next thing we need to do is go between the two bottom pieces with our slider tool, right click in the middle and add a slider. Now if we spawn a metal plate 1, then go to the wire tab, down to the bottom, and under wire physics grab the hydraulic tool, fixed and any width you like, and again between the bottom two pieces just right click and add a hydraulic there. Now before wiring this hydraulic up to do anything, we're going to finish off making the rest of our crane first. Now the reason I stacked this top piece there is instead of just adding another one and moving it over the top and aligning it, it's a lot more easy to stack one, then look directly down on it and use your S key to move it up, which means it's perfectly aligned with the bottom piece. Now what we need to do is grab our axis tool, grab this piece by left clicking in the middle and left click in the middle of our top piece. Now this is going to support the part of our crane which can now spin around freely, and I'm just going to align and freeze that again. Next off, if we go to PHX useful and explosive props and spawn a box AMRAM, not a torpedo, and if we grab this piece, now I'm going to use the easy precision tool and weld it. Now you yourself can move it into the middle of this top piece and weld it if you like, but I prefer to use the easy precision tool as I find it a lot more accurate. And now we need to spawn one last 2x2 metal plate and put it roughly on top of this last piece, but not like that because it falls off. Put it as close to the middle as you can get it, and then just weld it on. Now you can use smart constraint to weld these three together if you want. Now you can see that all the top part of our crane moves freely, and if we unfreeze this bottom piece, it can also move up and down. Now what we need to do is start work on the bit of our crane that will move out to grab things. I use a metal plate 1. Now you can use any prop you like really to use this, but I find that it's probably one of the best pieces to do it with. Now if we just make it roughly in line with this very top piece there, and then grab the slider tool, which means that it will move easily when we add our hydraulic. Now it runs freely and smoothly along the sliders. Now we need to go back to wire hydraulic under wire physics. The same settings is used for the bottom hydraulic. I'm just going to put this to 1 actually so you can see it here. Right click and then left click on our panel. Next thing we need to do is start work on actually making all this move. So what we need to do is if we bring up wire and an advanced pod controller. Now most people add this to the back of a chair, but I prefer to do it over here because it's easier to wire stuff up. So after making that, next thing we need to do is start to make these hydraulics work when you press a key. As you probably know, when you press the WAS or D or any other key from an advanced pod controller, the default output is 1 and 0 when you're not pressing it. Now, to make these hydraulics move backwards, we need to make the key -1. So to do this, under gate arithmetic, we need to spawn a negate chip, and next to that we need to spawn a time accumulator. This is the last chip that needs to go in, really. And now we need an arithmetic add. I'll explain this once we've completed it. And an arithmetic multiply. Now if we grab the wire tool, wire negate to S, and then add to the negate, and B on the add to W. Now A on the multiply to the add, A on the accumulator to the multiply, and length of the hydraulic to the accumulator.